these Mafia ones are great. Like, obviously, like, the focus of this dogs.
We're in the elements. That's what you get, people. We're going to be in the elements for a little while longer.
Obviously, the focus of this podcast is kind of movies. But, like, I think, we got fun ones where we kind of, like, go off the way, and we'll talk about the mob for a few times.
I love when you're like, we only cover recent movies, but I will talk about some Mafia history from the 50s.
Well, this book is from 2016.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I like to, like, bring it in, and it's kind of, yes, movies-wise, I'll do it, like, just recent stuff.
Which I don't know if we want to stick to that rule forever. There are some, like, I'd love to do The Shining or something like that.
It's not something we have to do forever, but...
All right, this isn't a Movies by McManus staff meeting. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
All right, so the President Street Boys, Growing Up Mafia. Another reason I wanted to do this book is because if you're, like, someone who kind of just, like, wants to get, like, a baseline introduction to, like, the mob and what they're about and, like, kind of the culture behind it, Frank DiMatteo's books in general are kind of the place to start. Growing Up Mafia, like President Street Boys, this is a good, like, beginner book specifically. Like, Frank DiMatteo, the way he writes, he writes in a way that, like, he assumes that the reader doesn't know anything about the mob. And it's great for this book. If you're someone like me who, like, has already read a bunch of books about the mob, it could be annoying. But if you're somebody who's just, like, you want to just, like, read a bit about, like, what these guys are about, then, like, Frank DiMatteo's books in general are, like, a good introduction to it. My favorite Mafia book is probably Murder Machine. But, like, Murder Machine's it's not a type of book you read if you don't know anything about the mob.
Well, you wouldn't even know who. I mean, I don't know. I could kind of see it, though, because there was very over the top with their, like, marketing and calling it Murder Machine. Like, I could see somebody just in a bookstore at the time being like, what the hell is this? And getting, like, into it that way. But, I don't know. I mean, Roy DeMeo's a beast.
Yeah, well...
Massapequa legend.
Massapequa legend. He lived around the block from... Well, he died before either of us were born. Yeah. But... his house was around the block from the house we grew up in. And it's great, the story of... one of my favorite Roy DeMeo stories is when he talks about he wanted his driveway to look like the cobblestone streets of Lower Manhattan. So he had his crew drive a like construction truck into Manhattan, and they stole a street from
those. And those cobblestones are still there.
And they are still there.
That house looks like shit, by the way. It looks like...
all their houses look like shit. They never...
I'm saying now. Like, if you go there in present day, it's like it looks run down. I mean, you could tell it was definitely nice in the 70s, but I don't know who's been there since.
They had no interior design skills, these Mafia guys.
God was an interior decorator.
Low-key Sopranos reference.